Here we're going to talk about division, but before we do that, let's analyze a little bit about what's going on with multiplication. Good example, we'll take something like 3,682 times 7 and see what happens here. And notice 2 times 7, we do 14, and we carry the 1 right up here. 14. And then if you recall, we do 7 times 8 is 56 plus 1 is 57. So we put the 7 down here and the 5 goes up here. 7 times 6 is 42 plus the 5 is a 47. There's another 7 down there, and a 4 gets carried up here. 7 times 3 is 21 plus 4 is 25. So we end up with 25,774. A couple of things we should note here is we went from the right to the left. Okay, we started over here on the right and worked our way that way. Second is that we would multiply, and then if we had carried, we would then add. And that's the process here. So when we're going to do this exactly opposite, we're going to have 7 going into 25,774. When we have that right there, we need to recognize that we're going to undo this process exactly opposite of what was there. So let's try it. 7 goes into 25, and that's what we do. We start working our way from left to right. Okay, so that's going to be key. So we start over here at the left ones, and we're really going 7 into 25,000. So we're going to go 7 goes into 25, so we're going to divide first. And 7 goes into 25 3 times. That's good. So there's a 3 right up there. 3 times 7 is 21. Notice that once we divide, we're able to then subtract. Let's write that. Divide and subtract. So 25 minus 21 is 4. I'm going to put that right there and then drop down this 7. And now we're going to take 7 into 47. 7 goes into 47 6 times. 6 times 7 is 42. And then we subtract. And we get 47 minus 42 is 5. And then bring down that 7. So we get a 57. Now you notice I've used a little bit different colors here. I want you to look and see what happened here. This 25 came from 7 times 3 plus 4. So when we undo that, 7 going into 25, it goes exactly 3 times, gives us that 3, which would get us up to 21. When we subtract, we recapture this 4 right up here. That 4 was carried from a 47. That 47 is exactly that 47. This 57 is exactly that 57. So when we do this and say, okay, 7 goes into 57, how many times? 8. That's right, 56. And we subtract, we recapture the 1 that was carried originally, and we pull down that 4. So this 14 is now recaptured, and 7 goes into 14 2 times. So this process of going left to right, so 7 goes into the highest number as much as you can, and working your way down by dividing and then subtracting, undoes exactly the multiplication process over here. And so, let's rewrite this another way. 25,774 divided by 7 equals 3,682. Good. Let's try another example right down here. We will take 834 divided by 11. So this is 11 on the outside, 834. So 11 goes into 83 how many times? 11 goes into 87. 7 times 11 is 77, and then we subtract, and we get 83 minus 77 is 6. Bring down the 4. 11 goes into 64 5 times. 5 times 11 is 55. Subtract, and we get 9. Now, when you were young, you probably remember writing this as, oh, this is 75 remainder 9. That was one way to write it. But if you look back at this is exactly how we turn it into 75 and there are 9 left over, but it's 9 elevenths that are left over because we were starting by elevenths. And this is exactly how you change an improper fraction into a mixed number. The third way of doing it is to make this a decimal. So let's just put zeros over here. This is 834.000. I don't know how many we'll need yet, but you just keep going with the zeros down here. So we'll put this in a different color to designate that. 11 goes into 90. How many times? That's 8. So you put the decimal straight above that. 8 times 11 is 88. Subtract and we get 2. Bring down a 0 and that's 20. 11 goes into 20 once. 1 times 11 is 11. Subtract, and 20 minus 11 is 9. If we bring that down, it's going to keep going. 75.818181. And it'll just repeat that pattern over and over and over and never stop. Some of them stop, which is nice, but this one is going to go on forever. The way we signify that is with a line. Bar over 8 and 1, and it says it repeats that pattern forever. Let's do one final example. 251 divided by 8. So we'll write it like this. 8 goes into 251. And that gives us 8 goes into 25 3 times. And we subtract. 1, 1. 8 goes into 11 once. Times 1 times 8. Put it underneath. 11 minus 8 is 3. So this could be written as 31 and remainder 3 eighths. So that's what it would look like as a mixed number. And the other option is to carry on with these decimals, however many we'll need here. Put the decimal right there and keep going. 8 goes into 30. That is 3 times. 24, subtract, and we get 6. 8 goes into 60, 7 times. 7 times 8 is 56. Oh, we're running out of room. 4, hopefully we don't go too far, and 8 goes into 40 5 times exactly. This one stopped, so it could be written as 31.375. So all of these are the exact same number. This is when the division has been carried out all the way. So you might end up stopping at some point or repeating a certain pattern. Good.